Hey everybody, Rebecca here for the August 2023 budget review. I am filming this from beautiful Sweden. I love it here so much. The only thing I'm not loving right now are the mosquitoes, but making do out here. So overall, I have to say August was a pretty good budget month for me. Let's just jump in and take a look at the numbers. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Rebecca. I am on YouTube documenting my journey to reach financial independence and retire early, hopefully here in Sweden at some point in the future. So for August 2023, it was a 3-paycheck month for me, which means my income was really nice. On top of the 3 paychecks, I also had an opportunity to get 3 extra shifts, and that ended up being a lot of extra money for me. If you're new here, I work 3rd shift in healthcare. I'm an ultrasound technologist, and yeah, whenever I pick up an extra shift, I get my overtime rate plus night shift differential plus a weekend shift differential, because that was the shift I picked up, plus bonus pay for filling in last minute when needed. So yeah, my 2nd paycheck for August ended up being almost as much as I earn in an entire month on one single paycheck. So this is why I take overtime. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I will jump on it. So yeah, starting at the top of my budget here with the net income, I do hide the individual paychecks for some privacy on the channel, but I do show totals at the bottom, and y'all can see this is not a typical month for me. But knowing that it was going to be a 3-paycheck month and that I had some overtime, I did adjust my expected total income. So I budgeted to bring in about $8,400 for the month. And y'all can see for the actual column, in total, I brought in $9,257.41. That is just insanity to me. This is definitely not a typical month, but it was very welcome because I knew I was going to take this trip to Sweden. And having the extra money there is nice. So as far as other income goes, besides work, I did have a few apps that I cashed out. I had, enough to cash out from Ibotta and Upside. Rakuten also sent me what little bit I had earned with them. And my usual credit card that I use, the Fidelity, gets me 2% cash back that automatically goes into my Fidelity investing account. So that came in, and yeah, it added up to be quite a nice month for me. Looking at the bills and spending section of the budget, overall, I have to say I'm pretty pleased about the way the bills and spending went this month, but y'all can see my problem child remains my problem child, the food and household budget. But starting at the top here, my mortgage payment every month is $840, and at the start of August, the balance that I owe on my house is that number in column E, the $127,750. That is how much I have left to pay off my house. I'm not paying it off aggressively, and I really don't plan to at this point, since eventually I will probably immigrate here to Sweden. So I don't think I will be focusing on aggressively paying off the house at any point, but just as an FYI, that is how much I currently owe on my mortgage. The utilities, I budgeted $150, but in North Carolina where I live, it has been 7th circle of hell hot all summer. So the air conditioning is running like crazy at my house, and I budgeted $150 for those utilities, but I went over. It came in at $184.35. Internet is $65.25 like always. I did get my car washed in August, and I budgeted a little bit less for gas for my car because I knew I was going to be coming to Sweden for the last week in August. But I ended up getting the overtime at work, so that kind of negated that. And I budgeted $100 for the gas and car wash, and then I ended up going over, came in at $138.21. Food and household, yeah, this is the problem child. This is part of my low spend challenge for 2023. I really wanted to stick to the $600 a month budget for food and household, but I ended up going over mainly because I bought a lot of things that were for the month of September that were bigger ticket items. So I budgeted $600 like always, but I spent almost $800 in this category, and because of that, I'm going to try to bump down the food and household budget in September to $400, and hopefully I should be able to stick to that because a lot of the things that I bought in August were really for September. So we'll see. For now, I won't be too mad at myself for spending that much for the food and household budget, but I'm really going to try to stick to it for September and see if I can keep it under that $400 threshold. So the next item here is other earring. So I hit a big portfolio milestone, and I celebrated by getting my ears pierced. I don't know if y'all can see or not, but the second piercing and the conch piercing and the helix, I did this on both sides, and I wasn't paying attention when I was ordering some earrings off of Etsy, and the earring at the top, the helix piercing earring, is a gold earring, but I didn't read the description well enough when I ordered it off Etsy. It wasn't for a pair of earrings, it was just for one. So I ended up having to order the other one, and that was $93.57. This did not come out of personal spending because this was in celebration of a portfolio milestone. If you're a channel member, then you know what that was. So yeah, I didn't take that out of the personal spending. Next thing is replacement lighting. So again, this did not come out of the low spend personal spending budget, because if something breaks around the house, I'm going to fix it. And when you have pets, then yes, sometimes things break. So my cat Bjorn destroyed some lighting that I had in my living room, and I needed to get some replacement lights to have something in that corner because it was just too dark. So I got some different lights from Wayfair that he cannot get to and destroy. So yeah, that was $87.31. Next thing after that is Richard, my neighbor, who is really kind and cuts my grass for me sometimes. Honestly, he came in August 2 or 3 times and cut my yard for me. And he demanded that I did not pay him for 2 of the times that he came over, but the 3rd time, it was so hot, y'all. I had to send him something to compensate him for cutting my grass because it was just so miserably hot outside. So I paid him the one time when he came and cut my grass, $40 there. Wedding gift, I have a nephew who is getting married in September, so I got something off of their registry. That was $107.52. And then lastly here, personal spending. I have a goal for the Low Spend Challenge 2023 to spend no more than $2,000 for the year on personal spending. As of the start of August, I had $307.69 left that I could spend for the year, and I did spend $56.56 this month on a cool thing called mytrueancestry.com, I think is what it is, but basically it's like an Ancestry DNA thing, except this group goes farther back and they compare your DNA with archaeological sites where some DNA has been found, and I just love that kind of stuff. I find it really interesting. So I paid $50 to have a look at that and see how my ancient DNA looks. And of course I take it all with a grain of salt because the farther you go back, the less accurate this stuff is, right? But I still find it interesting, so I thought it was cool. And that makes the total for the bills and spending for August 2023. I budgeted about $1,750 for the month, but I actually spent just over $2,400. So a little bit over there, but that's usually how it goes with my budget. Y'all know, things always come up and I end up spending on things that I don't budget for ahead of time. The debt section is just my car. That's all I have left as far as debt goes. That is not my mortgage, and I paid $555, same thing I pay every month, and the balance on my car that I owe currently is $21,379.52. So making good progress there. Again, this is something that I am not paying off aggressively. If you happen to be new here, I bought my car in 2021. I have a Chevy Trailblazer, and when I bought it, interest rates were still very low, and my interest rate on this car is only 1.98%. So I'm just not really focused on paying that off aggressively at the moment. I'll just keep making my minimum payments until I decide that I'm tired of having any debt at all, and then maybe I'll pay it off aggressively. But until the stock market gets back to all-time highs, I'm just not worried about it right now. And the last section here in the budget is the investing and fire tracking portion of the budget. This section is reserved for channel members only. This is where I show where all of my extra money went into my various brokerage accounts, and we go over how much went to my work retirement account as well. So if you're a channel member, check the membership section for this video so y'all can see the details here. But if you are not a channel member, I do still show my monthly savings rate and my percentage progress towards my fire number. So y'all can see that my savings rate for the month was 55.14%. And that I am super happy to see. I had a goal that on months where I was not either paying my mom back money that I owed her at the beginning of the year, or where I was traveling to Sweden, I wanted to at least have a 50% savings rate every month, and I had never hit that goal until August. So the fact that this was a 3-paycheck month and I got some overtime, it made that 55% savings rate a lot easier to hit. But still, yeah, I wish that I could hit this more often, but it just is what it is. I did also change the way that I calculate my savings rate. So if you're curious, what I include in it is all of my pre- and post-tax investing, as well as the principal payoff for my mortgage every month. That's everything that I count into my savings rate. So I have a goal every month to hit 50%. And I try to every month, but, you know, it just is what it is. As far as am I financially independent yet, I am 43.4% of the way to my fire number. As far as timeline goes, estimating how long it's going to take me to hit my fire number, I really don't know. I mean, so much is just dependent on the market. It's also dependent on how much overtime I get, how much extra I'm able to work. If I end up taking a second job, I really don't have a timeline, but the goal is always to get there as fast as I can, right? Looking at the totals here at the bottom for the month of August, y'all can see that there is a lot of money left over here that I did not allocate towards anything. So my very last paycheck for the month, I got paid on August 31st, and since I am in Sweden now, I decided to just save that last paycheck to roll over into September to have to spend here if I wanted to. So the leftover amount that I had to roll over into September was almost $2,100, and if I don't spend all of that here in Sweden, then most likely that will go towards investing in September. We'll just have to see how the September budget plays out. So really that should cover it for the August 2023 budget video for y'all. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know how August turned out for you guys. I am going to continue enjoying my day here in lovely Sweden. As long as the mosquitoes don't eat us up, maybe we'll stay out here a little bit longer. But it's a gorgeous day. And I'm really happy to just, A, be awake during the day. That's a new thing for me. And B, not have to worry about going to work for weeks. It's really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.